Yes. All right. So, had some thoughts yesterday. Hello, Aqua. Hey, Dragon. So, yesterday we had some discussion about our duelists. And Kate's doing great. Good morning, Sir Skidmore. Kate's kicking ass with the Orc Axe. Although, was this the best one? Is that even the best one? Yeah, that was the best one. Hello, MTV Stick Rider. So anyways, so we're looking around, and I was trying to figure out, I've got Chabo Chabo and I've got Spanked Monkey. Their melee defense is too low to be a pure two-hander. Just without a shield, this guy's got 22 melee defense. As you guys know, the major thing that keeps two-handers alive is reach advantage, which is a defensive modifier that modifies your existing melee defense by a percentage based on the number of targets you hit. And yeah. Is it usual to find orcs at day 2? Yeah, sure. They exist everywhere. So I was looking at that, and of course we can't make them two-handers. They have the accuracy for it. Maybe not the stamina. The stamina's a little low on these guys, but they have iron lungs. They don't really have the ability for reach advantage. So we've been building them as duelists. That was the plan, right? Kate's a duelist. Kate's pretty awesome. But Kate's awesome in part because she's got a really solid single target weapon. We have other legendary single target weapons, legendary one-handers. We've got another Orc Warrior axe. We have a cleaver. We have another axe here. But they're kind of not that good. The rolls on them just weren't that good. And anything besides axes doesn't really take that much advantage out of Headhunter. It gets a little bit of advantage, but it's really not that big a deal. And I'm just not impressed with the numbers. So I was thinking a little bit, well, what else could we do with them? We got these characters. What else could we do with them? And I could try a quick hand. We're gonna try two-handers with the great axes with quick hands with shields. So a quick rundown of the differences in builds between season 4. No, you can see the builds anytime you want. Ash the Swan by just clicking on the build link that's in the title of the stream, as well as what I just linked in chat a few minutes ago. And I'm going to be doing some videos where I discuss builds in a little bit, probably recording that this week, hopefully publishing this week as well. But I'm not going to do a comparison of the builds when you can see them yourself and look through that. Not at the moment anyways. So all right, so what I think I'm going to try then is I'm going to try a two-handed axe build here with shields for swapping. And we still have a floating point that I'm not entirely sure about, but we're going to look at running Axe Mastery and running... We have quick hands already. What's the point I'm forgetting? Because there is a point I'm forgetting. This is why I write my builds down. Because he's got Colossus, so he loses one of the extra floating points. So it's Student Quick Hands, Brawny, Rotate, Underdog, Battle Forged, Killing Frenzy, Shields. Oh, Shield Spec, right? Shield Spec. Nice. Alright. One floating point. And with Spanked Monkey, it will be 2 floating points in a minute. But let's take a look at this. The other thing is, do I want this? I'm not sure I want a one-handed axe on this guy anymore, but I guess there's still a time and a place for having a one-handed axe. Okay. So we're dropping duelists and switching over to a shield spec. All right. I did not get around to sorting out that hybrid build. Okay. So in other words, Ash, I will be doing a much more in-depth breakdown than I will do here on stream in the near future, and we'll post that up. But in the meanwhile, you're welcome to look at the difference in builds just by checking out the website that I linked. Okay, so we are trying to protect this town from greenskin hordes, such as this one. I just want to engage that as soon as dawn hits. Since this town is getting wrecked by orcs, even though we're standing in this town for hours on end, it's still getting wrecked by orcs. Oh, orcs and goblins, greenskin invasion. We've already lost 2 towns to the greenskin invasion, which is nuts. Like, one of them we were there, like 1 second later, it's gone. Orc young. Annoying, but not that dangerous. Berserkers, on the other hand, are very annoying and very dangerous. Ah, glad to hear a stranger, not a stranger. So, in the meanwhile, in the back of your mind, guys, if you think of it, we're trying to decide on the last point on Chabo Chabo, and it's between Berserk, Indomitable, Gifted, and shit, there's one more I'm forgetting right now. And one other. Damn, those double 70 misses. I will walk into this. D6. Using the wrong shields for this fight. Oh well. Okay, this kills your stud. Annoying, just got hit through that. And Kate. We'll leave Kate right where she is for the moment. Hey Kex. I saw your thought about holdout. I don't think so. I don't see much of a reason for running holdout at all. It's obnoxious. Do we just get stunned in a net so we have massive minus defense? Sure did. Four 70s in a row on that guy we've missed. I'd love to hear your reasoning a little bit better, Kex. Like, I saw it in the email, but I'm not sure I understand. Why do you think that build in particular wants holdout above and beyond the other builds that we're running? So, I mean, we'll take a look at the stam, but I think the stam's going to be fine. They're about 10 stam beneath the other two-handers, but you're almost never AoEing with that axe. You're almost always single targeting with a great axe. And tons of stamina for a single target on the great axe. And remember, they recover 20 a turn as opposed to the 10 that everybody else recovers. I mean, his armor's a little fucked up right now because he's in lighter armor because we've been running duelist armor. But I think it will be okay in Stam. We'll see in a moment. You use for legendary one-hand cleavers. Yeah, you build duelists with them. But you need a good one-handed cleaver. It needs to be a very solid one. You don't understand duelists? Chiro. That fucking goblin. It's blocked like 8 crossbow shots with that shield. Alright, fine, goblin. Big two-handed guy seems better. Cheryl, I don't know how to make it easier for you. I've given you the literal numbers on the page. All you have to do is open the page and read the numbers. Where does the duelist do better? The duelist does better. Alright. What's the difference between a duelist and a two-hander? How are you making these decisions, right? That's Shiro's question, and it's a fair question. Thought we kind of covered that, but we'll cover it again. So, when you're looking at a guy, what do you need in a two-hander? Kex is a really good example of a two-hander, right? What do you need in a two-hander? You need melee skill. You want high melee skill to hit your targets regularly, especially when you use the AoE attacks, because the AoE attacks lose accuracy relative to the single target attacks. For example, with the sword here, 5% chance to hit on a single target. Actually, this one says 5% here as well, but this one here, the 3-target AoE, does not have plus 5%. You lose a little bit of accuracy when you go from single target to multi-attacks. Okay. The other thing is, when you don't have a shield, when you're just wandering around in melee with a two-hander, you want very high melee defense, because what's keeping you alive is reach advantage. Reach advantage is a multiplier that multiplies your base melee defense by a number to give you a higher melee defense. So you need a high starting melee defense to trigger reach advantage any useful. You can see I've done the calculations for you on the page comparing a shield to reach advantage. At what number of targets and what base melee defense is it better to have reach advantage than a shield? And it turns out it's really high. Most of the time a shield is just better than reach advantage in terms of pure defense. But let's say you hit 3 targets and you're comparing it to a heater shield, you need a base of you can't even do it 3. You need a base of 35 melee defense. If you're hitting 3 targets and 35 melee defense, reach advantage is going to give you 21. So it's better 3 targets there. If you're only hitting 2 targets, it basically is never better. Even with a base of 40, I mean, I could extend the graph out a little bit because a couple of my guys are now breaking 40 melee defense. With 40 melee defense, reach advantage is only giving you, in 2 targets, is only giving you 16 melee defense, and shield is worth 20. So you need high base melee defense for this to be good. And you need high accuracy, and you need decent stamina, either via tons of stamina or having the Iron Lungs perk for a two-hander, so you can keep up doing that. Okay, the problem is not all your guys are going to have those stats. It just isn't how that works. You're not going to find every guy incredible. Every guy's not going to have double melee skill, single melee defense, or double for stats, right? You can get a decent number of them, but you just can't find them all like that. So eventually what you'll do is you'll encounter guys who are really solid stats, like Kate, for example. Kate has no melee defense stars. She has a melee offense star, high starting melee offense, decent starting melee defense, a ton of stamina. Well, what do you do with Kate? she's not really, doesn't really have enough range defense, or melee defense, excuse me, to be in the front line with a two-hander all the time. Yet she's highly accurate and has a ton of stamina, which are things that are rare and valuable on a character. Well, in a point like that, you use a duelist build, where you keep a shield out, and you still do high damage, or you use a two-hander with quick hands. Yeah, you have 4 two-handed guys with double or better, then cool, keep them as two-handers. You still need more than 4. The question is, what do you do with the guys who are very good in some domains, but don't have the requisites needed for two-handers? And one of the answers is duelists, and one of the answers is two-handed build with quick hands. All right. Dump the garbage. A lot of garbage. My guys are addicted to the strange meat. What can I say? It's a taste of the strange they have. Alright, one down. We got another one right there. Let's take our level ups on cubics. Jesus, man. I can't get this range defense up. I don't know if this hybrid is gonna make it. He's gonna have like 10 range defense. I don't think that's enough. We might be tossing this guy back into the pile. He's just rolled too low. Lots on Berserker Chain. It doesn't seem to do enough damage for me. Alright, next fight. No. I don't want. Please don't pull those guys in. Okay, good. Weird Kex. I did not watch that stream. I mean, I watched it for a few minutes, but then had to do other things. A lot of the orc weapons, especially the orc two-handers, are like that. You look at the numbers and you're kind of like, man, that's impressive numbers, but they have a lot of penalties to bringing them out. The orc chain and the orc two-handed axe in particular have unbelievably huge fatigue penalties for having them out, let alone swinging them. And then the orc chain, I don't actually see the single target damage being that great. Like, it's nice to be able to hit head, but until you can guarantee it, I don't think it's worthwhile. There are builds. I wanted to mess around with a build that guaranteed it, but I eventually gave up on it being too stamina intensive. What do we have? We got goblins. Orcs. Nice. Nah, it's so satisfying to one-shot things with that crossbow. I'm gonna have to build on more hunters. Yeah, they work together during the Orc Crisis, or the Greenskin Crisis. I don't think there's much point in going forward right now. Iron Lung for your chain wielder. I think
quitters never win.
I think flails are amazing in the early game, including the orc flail. I mean, in the early game, you have a lot of problem with hitting guys behind shield wall. So there's something to be said about that. We'll go back. It's the Valley. Thanks for the resub, man. 21 months. I need to move that chain around, the anti-stun chain. Alright, Orc Berserkers, trying to be crafty. We're going to poke him full of holes, though. Don't like that one bit. Alright, just the one Berserker left, and he can't attack this turn. The rest of these guys are a lot less dangerous. I think it's time we dismiss the Cubics, unfortunately. I want someone to use that crossbow, but it's not this character. This hasn't leveled range defense at all. I'm not sure I want to run, it's my Mega without spec. Alright, so Chabu Chabu. Oh, what is this shit? Why are you acting? I hate this part of archers. They can't reach the guys I need them to reach. Let's wait and see if Kex can kill that, and then I can move over and taunt. Good. Just a time your routine to catch filthy streams. I like it. I like it. They're out. Forgot to sell. Right. Looks okay to me. Okay, because Brahmisted's going down right now. Just the number of orcs bothering it. Rated. Buying at 16, that's fine. Let's junk this shit. Alright. We have some 2-day food, some 3-day food, some 6-day food, 7-day food. Don't actually need this quite yet. We do need tools. Any greenskin killing missions? Destroy plunderers den southeast of well, no. Follow tracks. Alright, definitely around. Bunch of crap there. Armor is empty. Conrad the idiot. Sounds like a good one. Okay, how much damage have our other cities taken? Quick wall, single ruins. But it's gonna go fast when it goes. For sure. I cleared this area like 3 times. Just killed every orc settlement I can find in this area. I guess we could sweep south and look around this area a little bit more. I want to get rid of Cubics as soon as possible. So you hit level 9 and the stats. This is really tempting with these double stats, but this range defense has been terrible. His stamina is pretty fucking bad. I'm not 100% sold on the Bags and the hybrid build at the moment for what I'm doing at this stage in the game. I wanted someone to use this crossbow and to use this butcher's bardiche here, but I'm not getting a whole lot out of it. The build calls for backstabber, calls for footwork, calls for battle forged, brawny, and what else does it call for? Gifted and anticipation. Anticipation's gonna do fucking nothing with this amount of range to go. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna have the stamina to use footwork more than once in a fight. We don't have any damage perks in here right now. This is just an accuracy perk. I don't know. It doesn't feel that great. I might try a pure pike build with this thing. This thing's really good. Possibly, I don't know. Maybe a pure crossbow build. I don't know what that would look like. Maybe just my archers with crossbow spec. Just they lose so much range doing it. He is. Anyways. There are more orc tracks? There's fucking more orc tracks. They're right here. They don't go past here though. I guess they died. I'm gonna kill all the orcs that I see for a while here. Okay, but Spank Monkey is now okay as well. Let's pull the archers. Throw in 2-handers. I suspect I'm gonna want. Well, Chabo Chabo can wear the beads. Where are my beads? My fancy beads are on Aqua right now, right? I can go to Chabo Chabo. And I can just think about that last perk. Indomitable could be useful, but so could some other things. He's got shield spec. I can probably run a legendary shield on him. The orcs can do 48 damage in 1 round for sure. Man, the Orc Warrior's Guardian is pretty tempting. At 97 HP, never worry about it. And it's light. 60 fatigue, huh? It's not a lot. But we only spend 13 a round. 12 a round. Which means we have a lot of recovery HP per time. There's some argument to not even using this at all, but kind of like the idea of being able to still attack with the shield if we need to. Lost a shield over here. The young killed that in one fucking round, huh? Because there's no shield spec on that. More two-handers here. Probably. So he is really happy. Maybe he'll sacrifice somebody to his dark gods because he's so happy. That'd be nice. Alright, let's assign points on Spanked Monkey. Stealing Kate's two-handed axe. Give her a hammer for the moment, but I don't want to keep that hammer. What I would like to do is get another two-handed axe. Are you guys tempted to see which of these is better? I want to know which of these is better. The hedge. I mean, I know which one's better, but I want to see by how much. We're looking at the damage off of these two. The Grim Conqueror, the Hedge Knights. Whatever. Let's plug those in. So that is a two-handed single target axe, which are these.